What is up, YouTube? My name is Janisha and welcome to my channel. So as y'all can tell by the title, this video is going to be all about baby-led weaning in a full day. If you don't know what baby-led weaning is, you can pause right here and read, but it's basically where instead of doing purees, you're feeding your baby actual food. So now here's a guide of how to cut it. That's the biggest fear with most parents when it comes to baby-led weaning is you think your baby's going to choke, but there's a method, and specifically this is how you should be cutting the food into strips that are finger-like. They can pick it up. It's easier for them to learn how to bite this way, learn how to grasp the food, learn how to chew, and keep themselves from choking. So yes, there's a whole method. Now, as y'all saw for breakfast today, my baby was having pancakes, hash browns, scrambled eggs with cheese, strawberries, and blueberries. So all of these clips of him eating are sped up in double time because who want to sit there and watch him eat in real time? It would take forever. But yeah, my baby loves to eat. At the time that we recorded this, he was 9 months old. So this was a couple of months ago. He's now 1. But yeah, as you can tell, blueberries, he's eating them, kind of spitting them back out. But blueberries are actually one of his favorite foods to this day. He could eat a whole pack of blueberries if I let him. He loves fruit. Usually for breakfast, it's always fruit, whether it might just be one. It might be a couple spoonfuls out of my mixed fruit, like my big bowl. Might be a banana cut into the appropriate shape. Any type of fruit. Along with, it could be a waffle, a pancake, eggs, anything. He does love sausage. He likes bacon. So as y'all can tell, if you're new to baby-led weaning, your baby can eat anything that you eat. Literally all of your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just have to serve it to them correctly so that it's not a choking hazard. Now, when my baby first started eating, he did start with purees at about 4 months. My baby was born 2 months premature. So usually some babies, they would say don't start foods until their adjusted date instead of their actual, but we got to go ahead from his pediatrician. So at around 4 months, we started on purees. In about 6 months, we started with the baby-led weaning. Now, honestly, because of this method and because of me allowing him to learn to eat this way, this boy can eat, y'all. Like, my son will sit down and eat a full-on plate, a full-on meal, and people are like, wow, how old is he? Because he eats so good. He can eat a full-on Happy Meal, a full 4-piece nugget. Whenever we get Chick-fil-A, he will eat a whole kid's meal. So yeah, I honestly think it's due to this method and not just keeping him on purees, the pureed baby food for so long, allowing him to gain his independence. As you can tell, not all meals get eaten completely. That's mainly what he had left. He saw he was clapping. He was done. And those silicone bibs with the pockets definitely come in handy with this method because it catches food. If he's not done, he'll go back in there, grab some and eat. So yeah, that's what was left from the breakfast, but I did give him a lot of food. I always try to make sure I give him enough to overcount for what's going to end up on the floor, you know. And it's funny looking back on this now because, like I said, this was a couple months ago. So me giving him this amount then was extra, but now he pretty much doesn't have extra anymore. He wants seconds. So yeah, this was lunch. It was grilled chicken, a little baby bar, some grapes and blueberries. The grapes are a little different. I'm sure y'all know that's a big choking hazard for kids. So you cut those up into quarters. The blueberries get squished. I don't know if I mentioned that showing the breakfast, but blueberries get squished so that they're not round and, a choking hazard. Now, I think one of the hardest parts about baby-led weaning could be coming up with meals for your child. And I think that's something that kind of holds a lot of parents back, because it's like, I already got to figure out what I'm going to cook. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to cook for the baby. But in reality, you can tweak and adjust any meal that you're having and make it safe for your baby to be able to eat. It is easier a lot of times to just, pull out a jar of food, spoon feed it to them. It's a lot less messy. But allowing your child to feed himself or feed herself, it gives them a sort of independence with food. It creates a non-picky eater. My son is not picky at all. He eats almost every vegetable you could think of, definitely every fruit. He's literally down to try anything. And it's surprising, when we were at a party a couple weeks ago and he was eating celery, and they were like, how old is he? He's eating celery. He likes celery. I'm like, yeah. They're like, my son doesn't eat nothing but chicken nuggets, literally. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's anything that he doesn't like. He loves Brussels sprouts. Like I said, any vegetable. So when you're trying to come up with meals for your baby, of course, it's always good to be creative. Think of different things so they can have a wide variety, a wide taste palette of things they've tasted. I've tried to give him a lot of different things and a lot of different flavors while he was young, while we started this journey, so that he wouldn't be picky, And I think that really paid off. So that's what was left of the lunch. A couple pieces of chicken, a couple little bits of fruit, and these are the bars. He loves these, the little snack bars. I like to get the organic ones. They have different flavors, so that's an example of a quick, easy snack that you could give along with their breakfast, or add in addition to the meal that your toddler, child, baby will most likely like. Another thing that's hard with baby-led weaning is, of course, the cleanup. You're literally cleaning 3 times a day. The whole entire high chair and the surrounding area and your baby, because the food is going to get everywhere. As y'all can tell, this is his dinner. So I believe that was some sausage, Italian sausage, that I quartered up into the correct size. As y'all can tell, it's kind of tough. It's not sausage is not a tender piece of meat, so but he's eating it right. So he had a couple pieces of shrimp, and I believe it was rice and peas mixed up. I threw up there as well. So yeah, whatever we were eating or had laying around, that's what he gets for dinner. like I was saying, the cleanup might be the toughest part. During this time, I was a stay-at-home mom, so for me, doing this 3 times a day didn't take up that much out of my day because I was home with my child anyway. But if you have a busy schedule, that could be something that deters you from trying baby-led weaning. But there's ways around it. Like I said, that silicone bib helps a lot. Before we had one of those, I just always took his shirt off. He made a mess anyway. I didn't want to get the clothes dirty, so took his shirt off, had him in a diaper, always had the wipes on standby for when we were done, dumped the tray, and I immediately just throw the tray in the sink, scrub it down, get everything nice and clean so nothing is greasy. There's no, film or anything like that. Also, while doing this method, you always want to make sure you are by your child. Like I said, that sausage was a little tough, and so there is a chance that your child could bite off too big of a chunk or anything, especially while they're first learning, and even all the way up until, I would say, maybe 5 years old. You want to make sure you're watching your child eat, because choking is a big hazard regardless of what it is, regardless of how many teeth they have. A lot of people start this method on their babies with no teeth, and that's something that I was surprised about. I'm like, no teeth, how are they going to chew? But if you want to learn more about it, look into it. I learned most of my information from the Facebook groups. You look up baby-led weaning. You can look up if they have specific ones in your area. But there are people educated on the topic that give you a whole lot of graphics. Not only that, but they also give you a lot of meal ideas to help you prep and plan. So yeah, that's a great resource just from other mothers, of seeing examples of what they've done, how they've done it. So yeah, I would recommend that to any parent that's interested in trying baby-led weaning. And also, first and foremost, do your research. Find out if you think that's a good fit for your child, if you think that's a good method for them. Now, in the beginning, it's not going to look like this. If you do go along and start at 6 months, your child is not going to be picking things up correctly, putting it straight in his mouth, chewing it and swallowing it. It's a lot of trial and error, but don't give up. In the beginning, I was concerned because my child wasn't just eating the food. I did have to help him and assist him to make sure he was getting enough nutrients for the day, but that's how they learn. In the beginning, it will look like, oh my goodness, he's not eating anything. It looks like I'm wasting a lot of food, but that's how they learn. So going through those months where it was rough and my baby didn't look like he was eating that much, it paid off because I'm at the point now where he's eating everything, So it's one of those things where, do I want to take the easy route or try something a little difficult that could pay off? So just something for y'all to think about. I will have to do a updated video of what my son eats in a day, give y'all some examples of his meals. He, like I said several times, he eats everything. He loves Alfredo, stuff like that. So I'll have to update y'all. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all next time.